Hi there. So I'm trimming these bowls I made the other day. Tapping into center. Also, I used this tool I call a bowl maker. It came from Stan Hurst from Mecca Tools. When I was teaching, he made a bunch of us, made a bunch of these, and I ended up my students got a bunch of these. The wooden ones are really nice. So I live on Lookout Mountain, and my first time coming here was 1968 when I took a workshop from Charles Counts, which was the whole summer learning how to make pottery, making mugs, making handles. And I've had other people come here and spend a week with me working on handles. I also have taught in Chattanooga, but not recently, which is too bad because I really enjoyed it. And I do have a wood kiln, a Manapagama, and my students from Chattanooga and other friends come and help me fire. It's really fun to fire that thing. So I like, these are Bison tools. Phil made these, and what I like about them is they're tungsten steel, so they're sharp, but I also like that part right there where that little neck sticking out there. I'm so used to them now. It's really fun when the clay is absolutely perfect for trimming, and this is just perfect. I try to control my scraps. I don't want them falling on the ground where I have to pick them up. Plus, I never know what my shoes have been into. So I like to keep them not off the ground and controlled on the wheel. So when I came here in 1968, I lived in a house that had no running water. And a bunch of us would go to Haley's Pond and go swimming in the afternoon. Of course, I was 18, and I'm from Miami, but I got all those adults running around naked. It was great. Pretty cool. Then I moved back here in the 70s and worked for Charles Counts. And I was back at that house again, no running water. So I would go to either Haley's Pond, but a lot of times these women that had, I'd eat dinner with them. There were a bunch of people that were doing weaving with Ruby now. And once in a while they'd let me take a shower there, but most of the time I'd either be back at Haley's Pond. If it was too cold, I would go to Cloudland Canyon State Park, which is 2 miles from here, and I would go and shower and do my laundry. Well, the manager didn't like that. Now they do that if you're camping. I guess they let you pay for passes to take showers. Well, that's what he should have done with me. Plus, I was paying for laundry. I wasn't getting free laundry. So I've been coming here since I was 18. So what I like to do is I like to stop at this point and see how heavy this bowl is and how much more I need to trim. Feels good. So I can trim off a little bit more. Tapping into center. So I do a lot of ash blazes, and I really like to be able to control the ash and not run off my pots and stick to the kill shelves. So I like to put a little ring for the firing. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm softening off that edge. And I'm working on that edge. You know, it'd be a nice little ring right there that stops the ash glaze, mostly. I started Ash Glaze Pottery on Facebook as one of the groups, and I also started Oribe. I love Oribes. Green, copper. Thank you. Oh yeah, baby. Tapping into center. The heck is that? Yeah. So when I did take my class with Charles Counts in 1968, there were kick wheels. We all used the kick wheel. I was one of the people that sat on the porch. There was 4 of us on the porch. I can't remember. I wish I could remember. It was Jim Steves, and I can't remember anybody else. It might have been Bill Green, Jeff Green, Jeff Green. I do have a pug mill, which is great. A Peter Pugger, and I'm able to just throw all these scraps in there, add a little water, and it's back to clay again. Especially now the cost of clay is sad, and the shipping is just yikes. Plus, I've been making clay too. Years and years ago, I was able to get a old Soldner mixer, and see, when I was in college, yeah, in Tampa, we had a Soldner mixer, so I kind of like them. And I was able to get one, a very old one. It doesn't even have a lid. I guess OSHA wouldn't like it very much, but it's great, and I love mixing clay. This is what's left of my half and half from High Water. I got one more box to go. And now I'm using all the other clays that have been sitting around my shop. Because High Water, everybody's hoping they're going to reopen. They got hammered by that flood in Asheville. So I'm going to go ahead and check this one out and see where it feels for weight before I finish it. Feels good. It would be fun to teach again in Chattanooga. I enjoyed it. I had some great students. I guess my last class with the place where I taught in Chattanooga was making extruded pieces. I got all kinds of cool dies that a friend of mine makes for me for my extruder. I like making these little bonsai pots for it, with it. So now I'm working on getting that little rim there to help stop ash glaze from running off the pot. If you know anything about ash glazes, they run. So I'm softening that rim, making it nice and rounded. And that'll be my ash catcher. Say that a few times. That's it. Thank you.